Hello, YouTube. So, hello, it is by Zoe here, and I want to be serious right now. I want to be very serious with everybody. With all the things that's been going on the past couple weeks, I think I'm going to start being more closed about my life. Because clearly, you guys took advantage of that and caused really bad situations to happen, leading up to me being threatened on Facebook Messenger. And my mental health going so far down that I thought about harming myself. My own parents had to intervene. I'm not going into details for multiple reasons, one of them being that it would violate YouTube's terms of service. But that's all I'm going to say to that. But also, I have some people accusing me of lying about stuff too, which is not fair to me. And I want to also address another elephant in the room, if you will. When you ignore me, I know this is going to sound selfish, but it's not meant to be. It's for the sake of my mental health, and the sake of my PTSD. I don't know what the crackling was just now, but it's whatever. I think I touched base on this, but I'm going to remind you guys, because I don't approve. I don't approve of what's happening. When people ignore me, it's the trigger of my fear of abandonment. Because growing up, I learned that I'm not allowed to be passionate about something. Something that this channel is actually supposed to be about. Elevator filming. When I don't get a response very quickly, it sets off that alarm, it sets off that trigger, because I feel like I'm being abandoned. I know that's not always the case, but that's just how my brain is wired. I'm not saying this for attention, I'm not saying this to get a sympathy vote, if you will. I'm saying this because it's true. As most of you already know, I did cut ties with my dad. I no longer associate with him because of some personal stuff that has been going on. And I'm just gonna say it outright. Lately, I've been feeling like I'm losing friends left to right. First, I lose Melody, then I lose CJ, then I lose Brat Cow. It really hurts. I lost Melody because I have anxiety. And she triggered it and then accused me of doubting her. But something she said had triggered my anxiety because I have really bad experiences with very strict Christians. And something that involved that is what triggered my anxiety. And she doubted her. And she said that I was doubting her. It was more so because I have trust issues and it causes me anxiety. I have trust issues with Christians because they treat the LGBTQ plus like a sin. I'm not going to go into detail on it because I really don't want any debate happening in comments. I'll CJ over some stupid post and also over more anxiety. Unless Bat Cow because association, I guess. And I've got people ignoring me over some other crap that I think is stupid. Just I just want you guys to know that I just want you guys to know that I really think that I should not have been open in the first place about what's going on. I'm really questioning who's really my friends and who's not. Because clearly the real ones haven't shown themselves. And Melody, kid you not, she's like streaming like nothing ever happened. Like she basically erased me out of her memory. Instead of talking it out, instead of understanding where I came from, she only cared about herself. She blocked somebody else for having a dang life outside of her. And she claims that she's not so pick-me or jealous-like. And she's full of it. She's lying on her channel about that. 'Cause, take it from me, as a witness and a victim to it, she is still a pick-me. So if you happen to be watching her stuff, don't believe a word she says to you, because she is lying. Because she literally blocked me for having very bad anxiety. Something she triggered and then accused me of doubting her. And she's over here claiming that somebody else is a pedo, but she happened to be one. She's rubbing other people wrong too. I don't plan to talk to her ever again, and she's one of those people where I regret meeting through Paraspace. I stuck up for her a lot on the app. People would start hating on her, and I would try to stick up for her. And she clearly took that for granted. That's why you gotta be careful on who you're nice to as well. Because you never know who the person is that you're talking to that could stab you right in the back. I gotta adjust more to the being ignored yesterday. I know he was in the middle of ranting, but it kind of made me feel a little bit ignored. I said hi, and I asked how the trip was. Got no answer from him. I was like, okay, I'm moving on. Just gonna go somewhere else. But I don't do well with being looked over or ignored. I don't know what was going on. Clearly, I felt kind of not seen. And I just like I said, I get with these Odyssey streams because the chat goes so fast, but this person's chat wasn't going so fast, and I was literally the only one chatting for a bit. And I gave up because I was just being completely not acknowledged. And I'm not trying to... what's the word? I'm not trying to be attention seeking or anything like that. It's just, like I said, I get afraid of being abandoned. I don't get a lot of people to come visit me either, because either nobody wants to, or just likes to go for the bigger YouTubers. And I just think I'm trying to get to know the people behind these channels a bit more. I want to connect to some of them IRL, like I did with JamesTube. And maybe someday TKE. Like I did with this other person I don't talk to anymore, but what I'm going to say is I even got to connect with Elevator Hunter. Now, we kind of did go down each other's throats because he literally kept saying things that were scaring me. And then we kept making each other cry, which, yeah. But I also lost somebody else, but I can't say her name on this channel because her mom will probably go psycho on me. Because she has done that before. It's 2 friends that have had parents go psycho on me. One that happens to live here in Ohio. And the other happens to live in Pennsylvania. And both of them had their parents go off on me twice. So, yeah. But I also want to very seriously apologize to Alessandro. I really hope I am saying that right. I didn't want to make you feel like you had to change your name. I realize now that was really controlling and that was wrong with me. But also, and I'm not telling you to have a nickname this time, I promise. I think the reason why I did that is because I'm used to people accommodating, because I do have a speech impediment. And sometimes when I say someone's name wrong, I feel immediately wrong. I feel immediately bad because it is the person's name. And that's why I am used to nicknames, because then it's easier for me to memorize, easier for me to pronounce, and also I won't feel so horrible for saying the person's name wrong, because it will be pronounced correctly with a nickname. Now, I get that you have a preference of not having a nickname. And at first I didn't with my current name, Zoe. Because it's so easy to say, Zoe. But some people call me Z. And only one person called me Zozo. No one else is going to get to call me that. That is a strict boundary for very obvious reasons. That person happened to be the one person that I lost just recently due to a post-crazy drama crap. And the more people use it, the more I'm going to feel it's not as special, and it was not as memorable, and it's also just going to keep making me think of that person, because like I said, that person was like a bond sibling to me, and it hurts that I'll never get to hear from them again. And because some of y'all started talking about the situation in a server this person was in, he left it once the conversation started. And that's what started the being uncomfortable in social media. If it's gonna be a conversation about me, yes, I did see the conversation, because I was just doing something real quick on Discord because I had some stuff to take care of. I wanted to get rid of a server, and I happened to catch a glimpse, because it was just after the announcement and I was making sure nothing sensitive was put into the announcement either. And I just so happened to catch the conversation. Please, in the future, take it to DMs, not a server that the other individual could see it in. Because I don't want this whole mess repeated. I don't want to have this whole thing again. I know I said I was going to take a break from Discord, and I am. I just haven't really spoken on there. But I got really paranoid that night, and it really hurt that all this went down like this. And on top of it, this month, the month of August, is one of the hardest months for me, and there's a reason for it. Back in 2021, music bot named Groovy. Where's my iPad? Oh, it's all the way over there. I'm gonna show you what Groovy looks like in case you don't know, but I'm not fighting with it. I mean, most of you are in my server, so you can look at the hoisted bots. That's Groovy. Marv is Groovy. Anyways. Sorry, this whole mess has me numb. It has me emotional. It has me numb. It has me not sure of my own self right now. I'm trying not to be super emotional on camera, because it's really difficult not. It's really difficult. But this month, August 2021, 30th, is when Groovy got shut down. It was also when somebody went behind my back and started making fun of me to my brother, who eventually told me, and I also found out through CJ about that. But it really hurt me knowing that happened. And when bot shut down, that was very hard on me, because, now hear me out, the bot was like my comfort, because I was actually introduced to the bot the day that I went to a funeral. Yep. November of 2020. Someone in my family passed away to COVID. That same day, JamesTube, he's the one that did it. He introduced me to Groovy. That bot helped me through weeks and weeks of depression. Once I got out of it, I ended up being put right back into it because a very hard moment happened. another family, a month later, just a couple of days after Christmas, also passed away to COVID. And this time I watched on camera. So to have all this mess happening during this month is not helping. It's just making me hate August more. It's really making me hate August more. I just don't need this drama anymore. I'm 28, about to turn 29 next month, guys. Like I said, in a couple of days, when I come back to Discord, I am going to need a server meeting. All of my staff and everyone in the server show up in VC because I need to talk to everybody. And I'm only going to make it to where my staff and I can talk in the VC. I'll be making another VC called server meeting, and I'm gonna make sure I have a serious talk with all you guys off camera, and I am going to make sure if anyone has something to say that they can just say it in the chat. Like say, hey, I have something to say. I will unmute the person, and then, or one of my staff can, and they can speak what's on their mind. But I want people to understand that some things that have happened during last month and the start of this month has gone way too far. And I'm not really happy with what had happened. I'm really hurting right now. And I want you guys to hear me out when that meeting happens. And it'll be in a couple days. It'll be Friday, because I have other stuff on Thursday. But Friday will be the meeting at approximately 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I am gonna have a talk with James Tube after this, and have him. And now the time may change because I want James Tube to be there, but because he's in the middle of stuff, I need to know what time he's available. But I will need everyone to be in the VC. So, yeah. This whole mess should not have happened. Had this not have happened, I'm pretty sure me and CJ would have been talking by now. But y'all screwed that up for me. I'm not happy. So, that being said,